Welcome trainers to the Nintendo Unleashed Gym, where we're sharpening up your battle skills by gathering together the very best of everything Nintendo. Coming up on this month's show, Zelda, Kirby and more in this month's amazing Nintendo Direct roundup. We meet legendary developers Junichi Masuda and Hironobu Yoshida to chat about Pokémon X and Pokémon Y, and there's a chance to win an extra special Pokémon Nintendo 3DS XL. The truth is, you can't even describe Pokémon as a game anymore. It's more like a generation-spanning phenomena, attracting grown-ups who evolved alongside Pikachu and new trainers eager to show off their sapling skills. And it turns out this is a pretty nifty way of describing Pokémon X and Pokémon Y. It's the best of Pokémon new and old, wrapped up in a dazzlingly snazzy package. It's not just the world that's received a digital makeover either. The Pokémon battles look better than ever thanks to bruising fully animated 3D fights. There's also the more functional upgrade of Mega Evolution, which is precisely as huge and important as it sounds. Basically, it takes the already powerful Pokémon like Blastoise and Mewtwo, then pushes them to the very edge of evolutionary awesomeness. And this, in a chessbin shell, is what Pokémon X and Pokémon Y is all about. Familiar stuff that you didn't think could get any better, taken to the next level and beyond. Catching 'em all has never been bigger or better. Pokémon X and Pokémon Y are out now. This month saw a fresh Nintendo Direct. Great news, except that we have to squeeze a massive amount of amazing stuff into a tiny little news slot. Nintendo 3DS owners can look forward to Scribblenauts Unlimited on December 6th, alongside the Western release of Square Enix RPG Bravely Default. We also got a date for the fiendish-looking The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, which arrives on the 22nd of November. There's also a brand new Kirby on the horizon, puffing up Nintendo 3DS in 2014. Deep breaths, people. Deep breaths. And if you want some new hardware to go with all those cracking games, the Nintendo 2DS is out now. Gone is the familiar clamshell design, replaced by a pleasing chunkiness that can withstand even the most unruly gaming sessions. The new wedgie design also makes the Nintendo 2DS delightfully comfortable to hold. If you're looking for a wallet-friendly way of playing the best library of handheld games on the planet, look no further than the Nintendo 3DS's sturdy new sibling. This month's feature comes at you faster than a Pikachu can down a hyper potion. To celebrate the release of Pokémon X and Pokémon Y, we spoke to the legendary chaps behind the game, Junichi Masuda and Hironobu Yoshida. These guys have been hard at it, making Pokémon X and Pokémon Y the best they can possibly be. But one thing on our mind was why they decided to set the game in France. Was it the allure of frogs' legs and stripy sweaters?
France really inspired the way we approach choosing the starter Pokémon. In the beginning, we have the restriction of fire, grass and water types. But within that, we didn't know what kind of creatures to take inspiration from. The idea of taking inspiration from a frog, fox and hedgehog didn't come about until a bit later. But this time we knew France was going to be the inspiration, so we looked at what kinds of animals appeared in Europe, for example.
But as usual, it's not just about us. We threw our doors open to the community for questions, and Jamie Ward on Twitter wanted to know how they managed to create such catchy battle music.
When we're creating the battle music, we almost envision it like a roller coaster that never ends. We like creating music that matches that and is constantly dragging up the excitement, which makes everything a more fun experience.
Our favourite question came from Mallet Moose on Twitter, who wanted to know, what does Diglett look like below the ground?
I wonder, I'm not quite sure. It's definitely something I'm quite curious about myself.
I think it might be like a hand or something.
Interesting. Thanks for your time, guys. Pokémon X and Pokémon Y are out now.
Objection!
If you've never got acquainted with Dapper Agent of Justice Phoenix Wright, or you just need a legal refresher course, the Ace Attorney Dual Destinies demo is available now on the Nintendo eShop for Nintendo 3DS. Say hello to Ace's willful new apprentice Athena, or just swoon over Ace's none more slick hairdo. If the Wii U version of Star Wars Pinball was the Death Star, the Nintendo 3DS is more Millennium Falcon. Compact, stylish and deceptively powerful. All your favourite Star Wars heroes are here, providing classic pinball-y thrills without you having to spend all your pennies. And finally, we're back in blue with Sonic Generations, celebrating 20 years of gold rings, giant casinos, and blindingly fast platforming as this 2011 smash hit comes to Nintendo eShop for the first time. It's a greatest hits album for gaming's most famous hedgehog, and it's the only explanation you need as to why he's been around so long. Sonic Generations dashes onto Nintendo 3DS on November 1st. Engage your eyes and ears, people, it's competition time. Last month, to celebrate the release of Disney Infinity, we asked you to draw your favourite Nintendo character hanging out with your favourite Disney character. We got some incredible entries, including this adorable drawing of Shinx and Simba getting into some scrapes. Or what about this very cool sketch of Toad and Stitch from Invader Pete over on Twitter? The winner, though, is the glorious Vix Chan, who made this beautiful Twilight Princess Nightmare Before Christmas crossover. Vix made this in Colours 3D, and it took her over 5 hours to finish. Well, hopefully a brand new Disney Infinity starter pack will make all the hard work worthwhile. Well, your training is over for another month, and you've done well enough that you deserve a badge. If you come back next month for another helping of Nintendo Unleashed. Class dismissed.